What's up, America? The price of everything in America is going up.
I just think it's kind of funny that the price of the fancy steak dinner on regular menus at regular restaurants used to be like $14.95 or $15.95, and you'd be like, "Oh my god!" I mean, at most it would be $19.95, and you're like, nobody hardly ever orders that. Now today, that's just the price of fast food.
This person is definitely right. The cost of living problem in America is absolutely getting out of hand. But I think what scares me is that it's been getting out of hand in a way where it's kind of slow and kind of silent. It just sort of creeps up on you that most people are truly asleep. Most people are not reacting to the increase of prices in a big way, maybe not even in a way that they should be reacting. Most people are just silently accepting this as their new reality, as their new norm. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was growing up, you go to a restaurant and have a big meal. It was $16.99, $18.99, maybe at best $19.99. But rarely did it exceed $20. That $20 mark, it seemed to be something that was really, really hard for a meal to go over. But now you go to Texas Roadhouse or any other restaurant, like a decent restaurant, it's hard to find something that's under $20. In fact, if you find something that's under $20 nowadays, you'll think, oh, maybe there's something wrong with this dish. Maybe you'll be scared to even order it just because you'll think, oh, it's too cheap. It's too cheap, like it's suspicious. But whatever happened to $16.99 and $18.99? And it's not been that long. It's just been several years, and this is the new reality that we live in.
Okay, so these are the new digital price screens. So the whole goal of these is to adjust the prices on the items as they become more in demand. So for example, right now these are 90 cents. Let's say around 6 o'clock or during the busier time, these will go up to $1. They'll fluctuate based off of demand. So these are connected to the Wi-Fi and to the registers. Once the inventory on these items become low, the prices will start to shoot up to $1.20. They're gonna start incorporating all these all over. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. I'll come back later on in the day, and you'll see this go up and down in price. You'll see it go as low as like 89 cents, which is pretty crazy.
Now, I know you got to be kidding me. This is the Uncrustables, $9.48. You got the Great Value, 10 peanut butter sandwiches, $8.44. We can take this to the house and freeze this ourselves and crunch the ends off of it and put it in a Ziploc bag for $8.44. What are we doing this at? Like, I mean, and then you got the Great Value phone sandwiches for $3.74. Can't be, y'all got to. Come on, government, y'all got to help us out now. These prices are getting ridiculous. Now, y'all know I love my Great Value. Ain't nothing wrong with the Great Value. But $8, $9 for 10 sandwiches? Come on, y'all. Holla at your girl.
Babe, I went on and sent the rent off because I was going to fuck that money up anyway. So I went on and I sent my rent off. I usually send that bitch off by around the 5th. Depending on how I feel. I can't that little $50 late fee. But baby, that shit be eating me up here like that. I can't keep doing that. So I said, let me not be childish. Let me not be childish and go and pay your rent. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something. I went house hunting. I thought about moving because I do need more space, even though one of my sons out the house and I need more space or whatever. Really all of them out the house because they be with their daddy. So I need more space still. But baby, I did want to fuck that $2,000 up. I did. I wanted to fuck that $2,000 up. But get what I did? Went on and paid my rent up. Cause bitch, I ain't going nowhere. Okay, I pay $750 motherfucking dollars to stay where I stay. It ain't no way nobody gonna treat me out my property. You ain't finna, baby. When I went how hun, they wanted what they wanted. They wanted $1,300 down, $1,300 deposit, $200 deposit for these, $50 deposit for this and that, and each adult. Run my credit 3 times the rent. Baby, when I got this house, I gave him motherfucker the cash and he gave me the keys. That ain't going on no more. I ain't going nowhere. I am not going a place. Baby, I went and bought me a little cute little new picture. I went and bought me a little cute little new lamp. I changed it around a little bit in here. Went and bought me a cute little rug. Now, this house is going to be able to afford me to buy me something. Okay? That's the goal before 2026 get here for to be buying. Okay? We ready to buy. I'm done with rent. But baby, I went, not right now. Not right now. Ain't nobody finna trick me out of this. Ain't nobody finna trick me out of my shit. Look at Lyle and Leah over there. Lyle and Leah. I love it here. Going no goddamn where I'm gonna fuck on all that money. Fuck out my face.
Dollars, $57, and look here, $43 for a roast. This is crazy. Look at this, $24.
But these used to be Raising Cane's prices back when I worked at Raising Cane's back in 2009, 2010 when I was in high school. Look at these prices, boy. Now, cause mind you, a 3-finger and a sandwich combo used to be the same price. Cause it was the same thing. Instead of just toast, you got a fucking Kaiser bun. Caniac was $8.30. You know what I'm saying? And then a box was $6.80. The 25-finger combo was $24. Damn near $1 a chicken strip, pretty much. I think a pan of fries was like $3 or $4 or something. Tailgate pan of fries, like $3, $4. That, you know what I'm saying? Kids meal, $4. Now take mental note of these prices, okay? In 2025, a box combo in my area is $12. Double. A 3-finger is only $1 less. Basically $1 less, you feel me? And the sandwich is a couple cent more. Like, you know? A caniac is almost $20 fucking dollars. More than double. This is the most egregious of them all. A kid's meal, $7. You could used to get a box for the price of a kid's combo. You used to get a box, toast, coleslaw, or whatever you switch it out with, and 2 extra fingers and a bigger drink. For the same price that you getting a fucking kids meal now for. A 25-finger tailgate is almost 50 fucking bucks now. A 100-finger tailgate now is $150 fucking dollars. The shit was $80 back when I was working there. You could damn near get 200 fingers for $10 more back when in 2010 when I worked there, bruh. And mind you, they don't even use the same chicken suppliers or the fry suppliers, or they don't even use the same butter that they use the cheaper shit now. Cause back then we used to have to, for the toast, you had this big ass block of butter and you had to put this garlic salt season pack in the butter and you used to put it on the griddle so it could melt throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? You would dip the entire toast in that. Now they got this little margarine tub, garlic tub that they have to individually butter each toast slice now. They used to use Tyson. They don't use Tyson no more. And they used to use Ida with the Ida for the French fries. They don't use them no more. But I tell you one thing, them motherfuckers waste a lot of food because it got to be fresh. And we got them they put them waste buckets underneath the fryer. And when the food get a little cold, you got to toss that shit. And instead of letting people eat it or whatever the case may be, you got to throw it out. It get tossed in the waste bin. You got to weigh it and they the cost for the waste bin. I mean, we used to eat it. We used to put it up, you know what I'm saying? But hey, everybody can't do that. We had a cool ass white dude for a manager. And now the Cane's cup sauces are small as shit now. They got them skinny ass cups now. Them cups used to be deep back in the day. But guess who charging more for that goddamn sauce? Shit ain't even as good. Cane's ain't that goddamn good to be charging these goddamn prices.
So I was gonna tell the store manager about this, but I don't know. I feel like if I say something, I don't know, it'll go back to corporate and then they'll just end up doing something stupid. So this is organic jasmine rice, tired, whatever. It's rice. This is $4.50 for 2 pounds, right? And then down here they have 5 pounds for $13.50. If you do the math on this, 6 pounds of rice at $4.50 equals $13.50. And then they're selling 5 pounds for $13.50. So it's like they're ripping you off if you get that one. But like, do they not expect you to do the math? And if I say something, I feel like they just raise the price.
So you know how people measure inflation in different ways? Like they have different markers. For example, people look at the price of a pint or the rising cost of a Freddo bar. I measure inflation and how bad the cost of living crisis is based on the lack of shagging. We are in a cost of shagging crisis, and you might be thinking, what is this girl talking about? Let me tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So the cost of living crisis, housing market crisis, whatever you want to call it, people can't afford to move out of their houses. So people are, in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s, they're still living at home, which means they need somewhere to shag, right? But the price of hotels are so expensive, it is insane. You have like basic hotels like Holiday Inn, Premier Inn, Ibis, whatever, that are costing more than £200 a night, which is insane. So people can't afford to go to hotels because who the hell is spending more than £200 for one night of shagging? So then people don't have anywhere to shag. It's a cost of shagging crisis. The people are not shagging anymore. And that is how I measure inflation, and that is how I know how bad the cost of living crisis is.
We're not even midway through December yet, and I've had at least 4 friends call and tell me that they've lost their jobs. And then I got called for one of my jobs, and they are cutting the rate basically almost in half. One of my friends specifically I know was replaced, her position was replaced by AI. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is healthcare going up and the cost of heating going up. It's set to almost double by January. And the most infuriating is this whole shrinkflation thing. The prices don't always seem to have gone up at the stores. Like, I buy a ton of Christmas candy to give to everyone during the holiday season, and I went to buy what I normally buy, and I got about half for the same price. But I buy the same product, but then I open the bag and it's half of what it used to be. And if they don't do that because they can't do that, then the price goes up. So essentially, almost everything is about twice as expensive, and tons of people are not even working. And people who are maybe making way less. I think there's an idea that if people are too broke to focus on anything other than just trying to survive, maybe they won't push back. And I think anyone who thinks that is gravely mistaken.
In the 80s, the median household income was around $21,000, very similar to what it is now. But the price of a 1-bedroom apartment was on average $300. Do you see the evil that the world is doing? We need to work together to fix this problem, because if we don't, how are our kids going to afford to live? Are we thinking about that? Are we thinking about tomorrow? We need to stop talking about what's happening, and we need to start being smart and organizing.
Is anyone else scared that they're going to be at their customer service job for the rest of their life? Because I work at Subway, right? And literally, even the customers that come in are like, you are so great at this job. Like, I get so many, like, tips and people coming in specifically asking for me and, like, saying that I don't know. But I get a lot of praise from my customers because I'm really good at customer service. And I feel like it's just such an easy, like, it's not viable, like, to live off of. In all honesty, I do this full time. I'm still not making enough to fucking afford a studio apartment by myself, but I feel like it's just such an easy pipeline to fall down, and I want to, like, what's a better paying customer service job? I need to get back into, like, the restaurant industry and, like, go to some like fancy steakhouse, work there instead, because dude, when I was working at a small, like, kind of touristy restaurant at one point, and I was making like $16.25 base pay, but I was like at past like tips and stuff that got like the tip pool, like, you know how it works. It was around like $26 that I was making at like 16, 17 years old, and I miss that. But I fear as though it's so easy to stay in the same position because, hey, I do this job really well. Hey, I know what I'm doing and I get it done real quick, and I'm like, I'm really good at my job, but I don't want to be good at this job. Like, I want more for myself, but also at the same time, like, I have no real passion for the customer service industry. Like, that's not really, I have passion for community, and I have a passion for like creating bonds with people, and I do that with my regulars and with the people that come in, like, it's much more than just I throw out the sandwiches. I'm having conversations and getting to know them and brightening their day, that's the way I see it. And I don't know, is there any other career paths out there that are like more, because like, even though this is supposed to be like an easy entry-level job, this job will always be a job. There will always be people in the food service industry, fast food and everything. And if people are gonna say like, oh, well, if you don't like how little you get paid, then go get a better job. What if we all did that? What if all fast food workers just got a better job? Just stop working fast food? Huh? So why aren't fast food employees, like, I feel like, especially full-time, like, I should be able to pay my bills. I should be able to pay my bills with the amount of work I do and the amount of time and effort and energy I put into this place. Like, I should be able to afford to live on my own comfortably. What the heck? What the heck is wrong with this world, okay? I'm so sick of it.
I live in my car, and you're absolutely right. We should not have to live in cars, but we do. It's because when I was 17 years old, $400 was my rent for 4 years straight. It was 2 bedrooms and a living room the size of a 3-car garage with a half bath and a very large kitchen. I had laundry hookup, and it was incredible. And electric was so cheap back then too. But fast forward to 2025, and those same apartments are literally $3,000 right now. It's pretty pathetic how incredibly sad the world is right now for us to have to live in cars just so we can not be drowning under 3 jobs. Because I had multiple jobs. I always have multiple jobs. And for the first time in my life, I have a job and a side hustle, not multiple jobs. So, I mean, we shouldn't have to live in cars. But there's freedom that comes with it. But thank you for your support.
Oh, 100% agreed. Because I live in California. In San Diego, I was born and raised in San Francisco, and I moved down to San Diego to move in with my boyfriend this summer. So, like, I trust, right? Like, the cost of living, the cost of rent in California is not the same as it is, like, in Kansas City or Alabama. But my main point really is that if you are poor, working class, even middle class, is starting to, like, we're getting squeezed more and more and more, right? Like I said, the purchasing power of the dollar is continuing to decrease as inflation skyrockets for various reasons. It was already skyrocketing, and then this administration introduced the tariffs, so, like, they're getting even worse. Unemployment rates are out of control. Rents continue to go up. And single family homes continue to be purchased by investment banking firms. So it's just like, it's dependent totally on where you live. Rent mortgages can be much, much cheaper. And making $25 an hour, in like Kansas City or Alabama is not the same as trying to survive on $25 an hour in California. But regardless of that, the reality is that it's not working anymore. and the lie that we've been told to we can just pull ourselves up from our bootstraps and, just get a better job and make more money and budget better. It's bullshit. That's my main point, right? It's different if you're somebody that has the privilege of having some help from family, or some kind of into a job that's going to make you enough money. But again, even those high paying jobs, right? Like in the tech sector, which has been hot for a really long time because of AI, right? They're taking all those jobs away. So they don't care who you are, right? At the end of the day, the powers that be want us to suffer, and they don't like us believing that we have power. So they're doing everything they can to strip us of everything we have, because this system is cannibalistic. And I keep coming back to capitalism is cannibalistic, because you talk to the average person and it doesn't make sense. It's like, if you pay people a living wage, right? All most people really want is like to live in a comfortable home and to be able to go on a couple vacations a year. And if they have extra money, they're going to go out and spend it. They don't want us to have anything. That's how sociopathic they are. So my main point is that every regular person is struggling at some level, whether they admit it or not. And it is built into the system and not a personal failing. But I will tell you what it is. It's 100% bullshit. Bullshit. All of it. No one has to suffer. And I'm sick of it. And I hope more people get sick of it, because in my opinion, not enough people are angry about it.
Check this out. 3 steaks, ribeye steaks at Walmart for $75. What the
I just seen a guy said you have to be privileged to accept a job paying $20 to $25 an hour. And the comment section told me everything I needed to know. Because people was in the comments talking about, where is 20 low pay at? That's good pay. And that mindset is the reason why wages will continue to stay low. In December of 2025, $20 to $25 is not success, it's survival. Period. You're working full time, still stressed, and you're one emergency away, one from being behind. A room is $900 in a shared house, not an apartment. I'm talking about a house with complete strangers. 1 bedrooms, studios, and gas and childcare has went up. And somehow wages is supposed to feel high. Like, you get sick, you're unchecked for being out on the streets. This is not confidence. This is being conditioned to think that $20 is a lot in this economy.
I'm going to rant about something for 2 minutes. If you want to listen, cool. If not, that's fine. But I think a lot of you could relate to this. So I'm a cop. I make decent money. I'll just tell you, I make like 70 grand a year in the new contract, pre-tax, right? So my pre-tax income is $70,000 a year if I work no extra details or overtime, whatever. My take-home pay every month post-tax is like $4,000, right? Just about. And where I live, a 1-bedroom apartment ranges anywhere from $2,000 to like $2,400 a month, maybe more, depending on where you're at. And a mortgage is going to be well over $2,500 for any house in this state, okay? Unless I moved out into the middle of fucking nowhere and had an hour and a half drive to work. And I'm discouraged. I'm discouraged. I have a decent job. My job is inherently kind of dangerous. I feel like I should be getting paid a little bit more personally, but it's whatever. And before you're like, well, you can work overtime and details. Yeah, dude, I don't want to work my life away. I have a lot of things I like to do outside of my job. I want to spend time with my family, and hopefully I have my own family someday, and I want to actually see my kids. And I'm 27, by the way. And like, I just feel like I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend, and I don't want a girlfriend just for like financial reasons. You know what I mean? Like, I want to actually find somebody that I want to be with. And like, I had to move back home because I just like can't afford to do that. Right. And I'm not going to fucking blow my life away working, because I feel like I don't believe in that personally. Right. And if you disagree, that's fine. And a lot of people I work with, they work every day, doubles. And it's like, what kind of life is that? Like, yeah, maybe you have a little bit of extra money, but for what? You're at work all the time. You don't even enjoy it. So it's like, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
It's definitely difficult to have a good life out there these days. And I feel especially bad for the young people who are just getting out of college, because they're facing with one of the most difficult job markets, while that we've had. And on top of that, the cost of living crisis, rent has been absolutely getting out of control, and everything, grocery prices have been getting out of control. So in a way, those young people are getting squeezed both ways. And on top of everything, a lot of them have student loans coming out of college. So yeah, I definitely feel for them. It's a tough time to be alive right now.